guys, welcome to today's video. We are almost done, I think, with this massive heat wave, but I am once again wearing a wet t-shirt. I feel like it's going to be ending. It's not going to be ending for about 4 or 5 days, but it is going to be ending, and then we'll see what happens. Today, we're not here to talk about the weather. I'm just very uncomfortable. Today we're talking about Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury has 2 new products. She has a new concealer that looks like this. Voila! Typical, not surprising packaging, and typical, not surprising marketing. They're saying it's creamy, skin-like, medium to full coverage concealer that visibly conceals, brightens, and lifts eyes and face. Available in 30 waterproof shades with up to 16 hours of wear. I do not mind that whole waterproof thing at all. It helps for mascara not smudging, and it helps for sweatiness. So that's cool with me. They also say that it hydrates. There's hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, which they say smooths. I've never heard that is what niacinamide does. And golden vitamin C. For the claims, let us get out our magnifying glass here and take a look. Clinically proven results. What those results are, they do not say. I like to make fun of her packaging because I think it harkens back to the old-fashioned carnies where someone's step right up here, clinically proven, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of an insult to our intelligence as a gender. Conceals, corrects, brightens, lifts the look of skin, medium builder coverage, 16-hour wear. Okay, this is where the fun stuff comes in. The fun stuff. Dark circles appear reduced by 40% in 28 days. Skin looks smoother and more radiant by 43%. Boosts hydration by 173% in 1 hour. I'd like to know how they measure that. Hyaluronic acid and golden vitamin C and collagen and niacinamide. Collagen, by the way, when it's in a product, doesn't, signal collagen. Collagen in a product is actually moisturizing, hydrating. And then the rest is in French. Same thing in French. Did you know in Canada, my Canadian viewers of course know this, but in Canada, in order to sell something in Canada, it has to be in English and French for the Québécois. I had a Québécois boyfriend a long, long, long time ago. And we're going to take a look at the new powder. So the powder is called Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Brightening Powder, a lightweight, microfine powder to visibly brighten, blur, and lift your eyes and face while setting your makeup for up to 16 hours. With no flashback, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, and vegan collagen. Now I got the color 4.5, and I'm just going to do a couple of comparisons. I know not a lot of people have the By Terry, but I use that a lot, and that's in the color Peach. I think it's number 4. And the Clinique Even Better in CN10. And I do have 2 shades of the Lancome, so I'm going to show you the lighter shade in 215. So, Charlotte Tilbury, right here, By Terry, Peach right here is the Even Better, and right here is 215 in the Lancome. So you can see I got a color that is a little too light. I don't like something that is too light under the eyes. And before we get started, I should probably just say a couple of things. If you are new here, 1, I'm 60. My skin is on the drier side, but it's not really dry. I don't have flaky bits, or my skin doesn't feel tight, but it's certainly not oily. 2, under the eyes, I got a lot of junk. It's chunky over here. I got wrinkles over here. I have darkness right here, although it's not so bad right now, and I am puffy. When you have puffiness under your eyes, you really don't want to go very light, because light makes things come forward. That's why we put highlighters on top of our cheekbones, to make their cheekbones look more pronounced, or why we put lightness right here or right here. So light under the eyes is just kind of screaming, please look at the backs under my eyes. I'm begging you. And we don't want to scream that. So for me, maybe a little bit light. I have tried this on already, but I used it in a method that I usually don't do. So I can tell you that that method, which I think I'll do another video on at a later date, it worked very, very nicely, but we're going to do it my usual method, which I play around, sometimes just the fingers, sometimes this, sometimes this. We're going to do this and this. On my face, I'm wearing the new Westman Atelier, which is probably going to go up after this, but I have a 3-day wear test, and this is shade 2, and it's a teeny bit light for me, but it's not terrible, and it's going to work great in the fall. Now, the texture of this feels very, very, very similar to the texture of the Clinique, even better. The Kosas, same thing. It has a thicker, creamy nature to it, which I have no problem with. I do a little bit. I already have a little bit of eyeshadow on the Cougar palette, that shiny color on the second shiny color on the top row. I wanted to try that just as a one and done. And this is the darkness that I want to approach. I do want right here as well, but this is going to travel a little bit. And let's see what's happening. I like to kind of, instead of spreading out, I like to kind of go up and down. That way I'm not moving it from where I want it, which is in the inner corner. Certainly not too much. And then I'm just going to try to fold this up and make it even smaller because my finger doesn't work very well right there. Okay, I'd say this coverage, and again, it's hard to say because it is lighter than what I would usually do, and that can kind of throw my perception of what the coverage is like. But I think the coverage is pretty darn decent. I really, really do. It looks very nice on the skin. I have a feeling it will trough right here, so when the fatness of my cheek meets with this, it kind of has a little crevice like so, and I oftentimes will get some troughing right there. It's rare that I don't, so I'm not giving it points off if it does do that. And that's what it looks like. I think it actually goes pretty well with this foundation color, before and after. Now, I'm going to do the same thing on this eye with the brush. This brush shaped perfectly to get in here. And then just kind of pat. Same kind of thing where I'm just going to go up and down. But I do feel like it's moving around a little bit more with this brush. I'm not sure if I put on more product, but I don't think I did. Okay, so with the brush, I feel like I might see the brush strokes a little bit, the brush fibers. So I would want to, ooh, God, I might have put on more on this side. Look at that. I'm gonna go on with my finger, which is warm, which will help melt this into the skin. I feel like the coverage is now about even. I do see darkness. So again, I'm looking, I see all this light right here, but I do see darkness right here. But I do feel that I have a lot of darkness. I know there are people out there who are far more dark than I, but I still see it certainly on this side, which could have something to do with my light, but I don't think it does. So there we go. It feels very comfortable. The wear was great when I put it on the other day. I really don't have any issues with this. I think it's solid. I really, really do. Let's just do a little bit of old-fashioned YouTube makeup and put some on the nose. So putting lightness right here can make your nose look thinner. But we can put some here, right? My cheeks are a little bit red. We can put some right here. The idea of putting it right there is to make your chin seem a little bit longer, change the shape of your face. I find that it does not do that on me. But I can see how it might on some people. A little bit really goes a long way. It's a little bit more than I would have wanted, so I'm just going to bring it up to kind of meet the under eye. So I am doing the truly old-fashioned YouTube triangle. And it's covering that redness very nicely. It's very pretty. So on the skin, I think it looks very, very pretty. I'm going to move you into the cheeks. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't feel heavy. And it's covering up my redness very nicely. Now, let's talk about the powder. It is starting to get hot, so I kind of want to start rushing now because powdering a sweaty face, never fun. But this powder I also tried the other day, and I found that they're not kidding when they're saying it's radiant. I'm only going to put this under one eye, and then I'm going to put my By Terry under the other eye so we can compare. But let's do a little swatch on the finger. And besides being very light, and there's only 2 shades, you guys, there is a radiance to this. And mica is the second ingredient. The first is talc. So mica delivers this beautiful pearlized kind of sheen. In the wrong hands, it can be pretty atrocious. In the right hands, it can make your skin look amazing, but they won't know why. So, for instance, it's in the Cara Weiss foundation tint that came out a couple of months ago, and I will put that right here for you to take a look at, where I talk a little bit about mica. And I might have told the story, which I will tell very quickly, that for the longest time, the only thing I did to my skin was use a product called Privage MD. It's the Privage product that you get at the doctor's office because it has a higher concentration of the antioxidant in there. But I didn't know anything about skin ingredients at that time, or makeup ingredients, really. And not that I'm an expert, but I know a lot more. I didn't realize that the reason my skin looked so beautiful was because of the mica. I knew it was something in there because I remember putting it on my hand thinking, wow, my hand looks so pretty. Now, Charlotte Tilbury's brand, her aesthetic is shine. Shine, 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 shine. She likes a lot of it. So mica in her hands might be a little bit too much. And if you're puffy under the eyes, you might not like it so much. So I think what I'm going to do is put the By Terry here. This is what I use the most often. Before I put this on, for the concealer, is it radiant? They're saying that it is. Hard for me to say because I start with a lot of shine. But I just blended this in. This is the center one. And moving it around, I do feel there is a little bit of radiance. It's not too much. Let's see how it takes the By Terry. Look at that. You know what? After I put the powder on, I really don't see any troughing right here. And now the radiance is gone. So there is definitely a radiance to this. If you have hollows under your eyes and you don't have puffiness, you will like this radiance because it will bring that forward. For me, I just feel like it makes me look like, you know, same brush. I just took it off of my hands. We're going to go with this. I did touch this with my fingers. I saw somebody do a video where they said, oh my god, it feels amazing. And it does. But not through the whole pan. Like up here, it really does feel like silk. In the center, not so much. I have a lot on. I'm going to take that off because it's too much. I don't know if you can see the difference, and again, both my eyes are different than each other, but I feel like this does look lighter than this one. Now, let's do the face. I'm going to do half my face, and the reason I'm doing that is because I did use this the other day, and this imparts a lot. So that's a lot. Again, I'm going to take some off. I'm just going to pounce it on my hand, which also helps to work the powder into the brush so it doesn't disperse too much. We'll start on the forehead, where I don't feel overly shiny today anyway, and I said I was going to do half the face, and I did not. I don't know if you can see this. Hi, baby. Grace. Hi. kind of messed that up. We're going to do the rest like this. Forgot to take some off. Do you see how it is lightening my skin? I'm going to do the whole side of the face. To me, this actually is lightening my skin up in a way that if I like to do that highlight look like what I did with the concealer, but instead do it with powder, maybe it would be ideal for that. There is a very pretty sheen to the skin for sure, while at the same time mattifying the sheen that I had, or let's face it, shine that I had on my face. So this is my before, and this is my after. I'm not sure that this will photograph, but check out, you can see on the apples of my cheeks that shine. And here, it's really brought back a lot. But I do feel, and I just don't know if you're going to be able to see this, that it's lightening up my entire face. Now, if I have a foundation that is too dark for me, this would be a good player. Now I'm going to just do the By Terry on the other side so you can see the difference. Okay, so the By Terry everywhere, but remember I did kind of put the Charlotte Tilbury in the center of my forehead when I started because I was distracted. And I'm just looking at my monitor to see if I can see the difference. The Charlotte Tilbury, the By Terry. I feel that the Charlotte Tilbury absolutely lightens up my face, and the By Terry doesn't, because it is truly translucent. Even though it is white, when you put it on, it doesn't look white. The By Terry doesn't give me this kind of sheeny, which is, of course, the mica. It's more of a natural finish. This does help push back that shine that I had from the finish from my sunscreen and my foundation. So does this. Now I use this a lot, so in my experience, the face will be shining again in just a few minutes, but it won't be as shiny. So it just mutes that shine. This one, I'm not so sure. Tell me what you think, you guys. When I tried this the other day in a different room, I did this in the living room because it's the coolest room, I thought this isn't going to work for me. I could see that lightness. She claims that there's no flashback with this. Let's read what the other claims are. What are the claims? Brightening, blurring, lifting effect, targets dark circles and shadows, and skin looks smoother and brighter, reduces appearance of wrinkles by 81%, dark circles appear reduced by 71%, so it's not as fantastical as our usual products. Let's pull you in, and you tell me if you see a difference. Just the powder, because remember, put the concealer on both sides. If you see a difference in the skin, around the cheek area, and By Terry to the Charlotte Tilbury. They're not dupe products at all, it's just this is what I use the most often. Yeah, I do see the sheen of the mica coming through here, 100%. I don't know, for shits and gigs, let's do a little blush and powder and see how this helps with the drag. I'm taking this Dior, which is a limited edition, no longer available, but I love it. No pulling, no dragging, just applies beautiful. Same thing with the By Terry side. Because my eyes are different from side to side, I think what I want to do, even though I have the By Terry here, I want to do this one under this eye so we can just see. You don't want to use a lot of this because when I tried this the other day, it immediately, I got the like 100-year-old under the eyes look. It just sucked any moisture, any hydration in my skin straight out. This is too much. Just a little bit with this powder. Yeah, I definitely see the brightening. 100%. I might like it. I came here with an opinion because I tried it, but now I'm thinking, I might have use for this powder. There we have it, you guys. Solid coverage. It stays in place. It doesn't make me look older. It's not hard to work with. A little goes a long way with this. I think you saw. I had very little on this side, and I thought I had very little on this side, and it was a lot. This use a little bit of this. You're going to end up too shiny looking, too Tin Man-y looking, and under the eyes, in my experience, it looked so horrible when I just went in with the brush and I didn't knock some off. Just work things, powders, into your brush instead of, you know, working like this and it's all laying on top of the brush, and you'll get a better application. I think the skin looks insane. I'm kind of surprised. I had an opinion and I'm changing it. There you go, you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe. Lucy, let's go. Let's go. What? Let's go. Let's go. Ow.